Electric vehicles are zipping into the future at a rapid pace. But don't be so quick to count out the old school gas guzzlers just yet. Here's the thing, over 400 Ford dealers have slammed the brakes on selling EVs and are packing up to leave. Yeah, you heard that right. Just when we thought electric was the way to go, these dealers are shifting gears. So what does this mean for Ford's electric dreams? Is this just a bump in the road? Or are we looking at a full-on U-turn for their EV plan? Well, it's not as simple as it looked, and those 400 Ford dealers didn't decide to stop selling EVs without a solid reason. You see, back in late 2022, Ford drops this big news about their Model E program, courtesy of their CEO, Jim Farley. The deal was if Ford dealers want to get in on the EV game, they've got to cough up some serious cash. We're talking a hefty chunk of change, like hundreds of thousands, maybe even a cool million or more. Now in their Model E program, Ford's offered two levels for dealers who want to sell their electric beauties. The first tier is kind of the starter pack. For $500,000, dealers get to offer repair and maintenance services. Pop in one public DC fast charger at their place. But catch this, they don't get any EVs to show off in their showroom. It's all build to order, or BTO, and they don't even make it to Ford's website. Then there's the big league, the Certified Elite. This one's the full package. Dealers get two fast chargers, some demo EVs to flaunt, quicker restocks, and yes, they get to shine on Ford.com. But the price tag? A whopping $1 million to $1.2 million. Now, even though EVs are all the rage, the sales aren't exactly hitting turbo speeds. So some dealers are biting their nails, thinking, do we really want to throw this much dough into a market that's not sizzling hot? A bunch of them said, yeah, let's do it. But a whole 400 of them are backing out. They're saying, nope, we're out. They're literally walking away from the EV table. But Ford isn't coming slow either. Ford has thrown another curveball into the mix. They're giving their dealers an ultimatum, 2 months, to decide if they're in or out of the EV game. And it's not just a simple yes or no. There are some new rules to play by, and they're shaking things up big time. So here's the deal. Ford dealers have 2 months to make their call on selling electric vehicles. But, and it's a big but, if they want to keep dealing in EVs, they've got to agree to Ford's fresh set of conditions. We're talking transparent pricing that's set in stone and available for everyone to see online. No more haggling or hidden surprises. Ford's been plotting this new strategy for a while now. They're splitting their business into 2 units, Model E for the electric rides, and Ford Blue for the traditional gas guzzlers and hybrids. Back in June, Ford's CEO, Jim Farley, laid it out pretty clear to the investors. He's like, we're going 100% online, non-negotiable prices, no more inventory lounging around. Cars go straight to the customer. And get this, remote pickup and delivery for everyone. But here's the thing, car dealers have been surfing a wild wave these past couple of years, and they're not just going to roll over. They've got a choice. Dive into this new electric world with Ford or stick to their fossil fuel roots. And it wouldn't be the first time dealers have backed away from a big electric shift. Remember back in 2020? Around 30% of Cadillac dealers said no thanks to going electric and walked away from their franchises. According to Ford, these new rules are going to kick in by 2024. But here's the catch. If a dealer decides to pass on selling EVs now and then changes their mind down the road, they're going to have to wait until 2027 to get their hands on that Model E certification. Now let's think about this. It's a pretty bold move by Ford, right? They're essentially redefining how EVs are sold in the US. This whole no haggle all online approach, it's a game changer. And it's not just about selling cars. It's about customers' experience buying them. Ford's betting big on this digital, transparent, and hassle-free world. But what does this mean for the dealers? It's a tough pill to swallow for sure. They've got to weigh the costs and benefits, the risks and rewards. Investing in this new EV strategy isn't cheap, and it's not just about the money. It's about adapting to a whole new way of doing business, embracing technology, and changing the traditional car buying experience. And let's not forget about the customer. How will they react to this shift? Some might love the idea of fixed prices and online shopping, but others miss the thrill of negotiation and the traditional dealership experience. It's a gamble for sure, but Ford's hoping it'll pay off. But it's causing quite the stir among dealer associations. They're up in arms, claiming Ford stepping on some franchise rules and loading up its dealers with heavy price demands for selling electric cars. We're talking about a tussle in at least 13 different states. So here's the lowdown. Jim Farley, Ford's head honcho, wants dealers to dive deep into their pockets. They need to shell out up to $1.2 million for things like chargers, training their team, and jazzing up the sales experience. But some state officials from places like Pennsylvania, Virginia, North Carolina, and a few more are not having it. They're sending letters to Ford, asking for some major changes to this plan. This whole shebang, according to the people at the Southern Automotive Trade Association executives, who represent 12 state dealer associations, is a bit of a no-no. They're saying Ford's not playing fair with how they're dishing out electric vehicles to their dealers. They want it to be more about market demand and less about Ford laying down the law. Now, Don Hall, the big boss of the Virginia Automobile Dealers Association, put it pretty straight. He said something like, "Hey, we've had laws for ages saying if you're a dealer, you should get a fair share of cars, just like any other dealer your size. It's about what the market wants, not what Ford mandates." But Ford's not taking this lying down. They're like, hold up. Our Model E electric vehicle program is all about giving customers the best buying and owning experience. It's flexible, they argue, in terms of when and how dealers can hop on board. And if dealers don't want to join, they can always stick with selling Ford's traditional gas-powered vehicles. At their big dealer meetup in Las Vegas last month, Ford laid out 3 options for their dealers, starting from 2024 to 2026. It's like a choose-your-own adventure. Dealers can either say no to selling EV, or they can get on board with the certified or certified elite levels. Now, joining the program isn't mandatory. Dealers who decide to sit out now will get another shot in 2027. Ford initially set the deadline for choosing a path for October 31st, but guess what? They've pushed it back to give dealers more time to mull it over. Marty Gunsberg, a spokesman for Ford, chimed in saying they really value their relationship with dealers and want to give them more time to decide. But let's not sugarcoat it. There's a bit of a standoff between some dealers and Ford. The market's spoken, and guess what? Ford's listening. They've decided to ease up on those heavy-duty requirements for their dealers. Yep, they're giving them a bit of breathing room, including the option to back out if they've had a change of heart. But despite this new leniency, nearly 400 dealers have still decided to bail out on the program. Now, you might think with dealers jumping ship left and right, Ford might be second-guessing their strategy, but nope, they're standing their ground. A spokesperson from Ford confirmed loud and clear that they're all in on their Model E program. They're not just dabbling in EVs. They're committed to making it a top-notch experience for customers. Ford seems to be saying, we've got this. They believe in their plan to revolutionize the EV market, and they're sticking to it. Their goal? To make sure that when everyone buys an EV from a Ford dealer, it's not just any old car buying experience. They want it to be the best in the biz, something that customers will rave about. And they're convinced that this approach will set them apart in the electric vehicle market. And that wraps up today's video. Got any thoughts or opinions about what we covered? We'd love to hear them, so feel free to drop a comment below. Also, if you're new here and haven't hit that subscribe button yet, now's the perfect time to do so. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.